The following is a presentation of TFNN. Live at TFNN, the Bull Bear Binary Option Hour. Brought to you by Nadex. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Tom O'Brien and Darrell Martin.
Welcome, folks. Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes. We appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Right now, we get the Dow down 2, Nasdaq's off 2.5, S&P's off $1.50. We have gold up 270, silver is down 3. Bonds, you get the 10-year off 6 ticks, the 30-year off 3 ticks. King dollar up 168 ticks, 175 ticks actually at 82.38. You get the euro down 35 at 133, and the yen's trading out there at 104.02. If you haven't test drove the Nadex platform yet, come on over to our website at TFNN, folks. You're going to see the banner on the top, on the side. You can hit that banner. Bring up the account. They'll put $25,000 of paper money into your account so that you're going to be out here growling and prowling with us, and it's going to get really interesting here watching this whole thing shake out. Why? Because Yellen has just started talking, and the S&Ps, so let's go over to the S&Ps quickly. We take a look at this, and we go into the E-mini, and what you're going to see, this has been all morning long, folks, okay? What we had all morning is that we did a couple little downdrafts. Now you're getting that little updraft. Steve Rhodes, what's going on?
Hey, tell me what Yellen is saying.
Yellen is yelling, right? No doubt. Well, you know, it's going to get interesting here. So when you look at this morning, folks, okay, and, you know, if you trade the futures, you've seen this, that at 0630, you know, you got down to 1983. Not a big downdraft, but, you know, little juice. Came back down there again. This expansion topside is saying, okay, we're at 1889, and that's saying, okay, it wants to go test the 1890 again. You know, we'll see how it tests that little baby. And if you have your Nadex screen up, bottom line is that there's a lot of good trades out here. I'd let it get up into that level. It's going to be interesting to see exactly what she says. It seems thus far, she's saying, let's see, what? The Fed Reserve said slack remains in the U.S. labor market even after gains made in the last 5 years. The economy has made considerable progress in recovering from the largest and most sustained loss of employment since the Great Depression. Even so, she underscored the Federal Open Market Committee statement last week that underutilization of the labor forces still remains significant. You know, what's going to get wild here, folks, is that labor participation number, that's just a lot of people that have retired. That's baby boomers. You know what's interesting, Steve, is that, man, this is in the Journal this morning. Now, I had brought this up, you know, maybe even about a year, actually a couple years ago, because I brought it up in the context when I was getting ready to open the real estate fund. And what it is that everyone talks about the baby boomers, but the fact of the matter is that folks that were born, the largest population right now is 22, 23, and 24-year-olds.
Yes.
And that's dynamite, man. That is so where it's at. It's unbelievable, you know, because what you're going to see is that, bottom line is that as they get 27, 28, 30, that brings on a huge amount of buying power, you know, so...
No question. And, you know, so that group, that largest group, you know, I've got experience with because I've got, you know, 3 kids. I've got 2 that fit into that category. Yeah. My son's a little older.
Right.
But so I've got my middle daughter, Shay. Now, she's a teacher. She's officially a teacher this year. She began teaching math in high school.
That's tough.
In high school this year. So Monday was her first day of class, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And now what's interesting is that the area where she works, this is several months ago. She had already secured the job, but what was interesting is this county had held a job fair specifically for teachers. And there were 900 people that showed up for this job fair.
Okay.
And there were only like 40 positions that were available.
Wow.
That was really intense.
Yeah.
because I had wanted her to. She had secured a job, which was great. So I was grateful about that.
Yeah.
But I wanted her to look a little bit more. I didn't want her to just kind of rest on those laurels.
Sure.
I thought, she had some good talent, and and you start a career, sometimes you end up there.
Yeah.
And I just wanted her. This is the time to really go out there and to look around. But she was just comfortable doing what she did. But I'm grateful that she got a job. Now, my youngest daughter, who is 22, she's in her last year up at the University of Florida.
Yeah.
And this past summer, she did a internship with a really large construction company in Washington, D.C.
Nice.
It was a cool deal for her because we found an apartment for her on Pennsylvania Avenue.
Wow.
So right involved with the whole mix of really everything.
Sure.
And she went up there and, you talk about, the construction business, the real estate business. Before she left, she was one of a few folks that actually got a job offer. So she got a written job offer. They want her back. Good pay. What the pay. I mean, so she's got a pretty. Unless she totally, which she won't do. She's not that type of person.
Yeah. Totally
messes up. She's got. Imagine, Tom, being in your last year of college, knowing that you already have a secure job
in D.C., mind you.
Yeah, that was up in D.C., yeah. I mean, she actually gets the pick of the litter. She doesn't even have to go work for this company in D.C. They're like, we want you to work for our company, and here's all our offices. We'd like you to have you up here at the corporate headquarters. But if you want
that's even better. I see.
Yeah,
my God.
They're like, we got a place in Tampa. If you want to work there, you can.
Oh, that's nice.
It's not as large as their office. If you want to go work in Chicago.
Right. Oh, that's cool, man.
So I'm pretty grateful because I know employment out there, it's a tough situation for many folks, but I do, I've got some experience in taking a look at what's going on inside the economy, at least for kids that are coming out of college, and it's and there's others. I talk with friends or what have you. Some of their kids are finding good jobs working in the finance industry.
Oh, you know what? It's happening. The thing that, folks, if you have young children at this point, right? This is the key. This is one of the keys, okay? This is like one of these when you're in a bull market and it's a no-brainer. And what it is this. So picture, the biggest demographic is 22, 23, and 24 years old. So those kids that are 30, you lucked out beyond belief because all you have to be is ahead of that crowd because that crowd is bigger than the baby boomers, folks, and everything's going to get higher priced, period. That's just how it works because the demand is so dramatic, you know? And inside that context also, when I'm looking, I'm saying to myself, oh my God. See, I think the economy is going to really move specifically because of, you have the demographic, number one, but then what you have is that you have the aspect of the baby boomers that basically are not going away either. I mean, they're dying off. There's no doubt about that. That's going to happen on a continual basis. But you also have them spending money in the economy. So it's going to get interesting here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And look, you get to see it, on the day-to-day basis.
Yeah. Just
with regard to what's going on, in the real estate market.
Oh, there's no doubt. And they're pouring into Florida right now, and this is early. I mean, it's early, but it started last week, and they're pouring in right now. Let's get to Brian in Mississippi. Hey, Brian, what's going on? You there?
Yeah, you there?
I am. How you doing, man?
Doing great. How about you guys?
Good, thank you.
I had a couple of questions about the Nadex platform. I don't get to follow the markets during the day as much as I used to, and but anyway, I'm going to be taking a look at maybe trying out the platform.
Yes.
A couple of questions I had that you guys might could answer. And I've kind of studied a little bit on the Nadex website about, like, say, the Wall Street 30 a daily.
Okay.
If I bought, like, say, 17,000 today.
1 second. I'm going to pull up the contracts as we're doing this. Okay, so I got the Wall Street 30 in front of me. Okay, so, and what one are you looking at? The daily?
Yes, my work schedule's changed, so I'm not able to follow the market.
That's cool.
Day.
I got it. Okay, cool.
So if I wanted to close out that contract early, could I do it?
Oh, sure.
See, that's what I didn't understand.
Yeah, you can close it any time you want.
Okay, so I don't have to wait till 3:15 to see what happens. I can, if I'm up $50, I can close it.
That's right. And what you should do at all times is have the order in to close anyway. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, you can open them and close them at any time you want. Now, the Wall Street 30 we're talking about from 8 o'clock until 4:15, basically.
Right.
You know what you also can do if you've ever traded. Have you ever traded currencies?
I have not. I've traded some ETFs that's
Okay.
you know, like the GLD, but I've never traded. I've been wanting to.
Okay.
Yeah, so
What you could do is this, right? And do this with paper money first, right?
right.
The dollar is really, you know, my take is the dollar wants to go to 85 right now. The index, and we're only at 82.32. The euro already broke down. But if you, particularly when you work all day, right? Those currencies move at night in a big way. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Right.
So you could buy just one contract. Just do it with 1 or 2 contracts at the beginning, and the risk is very minimal. Now, and you can really start getting a feel of how these currencies move.
Okay.
And that is something that, you know, has action in the middle of the night. You know. Now, then, you know, when unfortunately, you might not get any sleep. You might wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
But if I'm making money, I don't care, you know.
Right.
But,
And what to do first is, where I'm bringing you here is that if you're trading and working during the daytime, you can absolutely put a contract on and then put a sell on the other side.
I got you.
But particularly you're just starting this, I'd really get you into the currencies. The reason being is that you can put a currency trade on at 11 o'clock at night, have the sell on, and be waking up in the morning. And I think, don't you think, Steve? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, I do. I think one of the things also is go to the homepage of TFNN.com and listen to Darrell's archives. You know, he does a show from 1 to 2, and it's great education there with regard to how to different tools, different ways that you can trade the Nadex platform. So, you know, if your work schedules, you can't call in or listen to the show, go back and listen to the archives. There's a lot of really great information out there. And then he's got a lot of great tools as well, because he's sitting there trading the Nadex platform all the time. And that would be one of my biggest recommendations. The currency piece of it, you know, if you want to adjust your schedule, you get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's where you've got some activity with London coming on board. And that's a great way to learn how to utilize the platform and learn about currencies.
Very good, guys. I appreciate it very much.
Okay, man. Have a great one. Have a safe one. He's going to get it. Well, here, let's go over to the gold contract right now. Because, you know, coming into this Friday, folks, the way that they whacked gold yesterday, it's like, okay, you know, is it going to hold this 1277? We're 1278.70 right now. This is Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. We want to hear from you, folks. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Dow's up 2, Nasdaq's up 4, S&P's are flat. Steve and I are going to be right back, folks.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. We've just launched one of our best Tiger Dollar sales ever. Right now, you can get a 40% bonus on any Tiger Dollar purchase through Sunday, August 24th. That's right, a 40% bonus. If you're a current subscriber, then this might be the easiest 40% you can make all year. And if you're thinking about subscribing, then get your Tiger Dollars now with a 40% bonus. They never expire and can be used for any TFNN product or service. For all the details, visit TFNN.com and lock in your 40% Tiger Dollar bonus today.
Andy Heck's powerful weekly newsletter, the Technomental Commodity Report, has delivered multiple triple-digit winning trades in recent months. And right now's the perfect time to get a full month-long trial to Andy's newsletter with no obligation to pay anything. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you'll lock in the low rate of only $59 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
You've always taken the long view when it comes to investing, but what if there's an opportunity right under your nose? What if you could be more responsive to market trends to seek to boost your portfolio performance right now while seeking to reduce your overall risk? At Direction Funds, we connect investors with alternative strategies that seek to maximize their returns. Smart investors deserve smart alternatives. Find yours at directionfunds.com. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risk charges, and expenses of Direction Funds carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Funds. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact the Direction Funds at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. Investing in index funds may be more volatile than investing in broadly diversified funds. Distributed by Rafferty Capital Markets, LLC.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free, for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Listen, folks, over at TFNN, we do this a few times a year, and the Tiger Dollar sale ends this Sunday night. It's the quickest way to make 40% on your money. The way it works, Tiger Dollars are good for all products at TFNN. Totally transferable, no expiration date. You can buy from $500 to $2,000. Just to give you an idea, you buy $500, you get $700 in Tiger Dollars. You buy $1,000, you get $1,400. You buy $2,000, you get $2,800. And you can buy, $864, and you still make 40% on that money. If you do have subscriptions at TFNN right now, it makes sense to do it. Or if, in fact, you are buying any in the future, that sale will be over Sunday night. Good, our man, Mr. Steve Rhodes, growling and prowling with us out here. And as Janet Yellen is speaking out here, they have been, one of the targets saying QE ends in October, and that's confirmed. Bottom line is that I suspect that, well, they've been saying that for a while. I mean, and that's where the bond buy-down does happen. The intriguing thing, Steve, about bonds is
really
that...
intriguing.
Isn't it, man?
Yes.
And,
yes.
But, see, what's so wild about it? When I look, so I just put up bonds across the world right now, and every time you do this, folks, it's like there's plenty of money that wants to go into bonds. Period.
Yeah.
They just want to know.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
They just want to know they're going to get their money back. And I'm not talking about a bond fund, folks, because a bond fund is totally different than buying bonds that have an expiration. Well, they all have expiration dates, but what I'm saying specifically is that if you hold the paper, you get the interest, you get the principal back at the end. And a bond fund's a different ballgame, okay? But when you look at these rates, it's like, how the heck does France have 1.3? It's like, really?
Like, how did Uncle Ben Bernanke engineer this?
It's
sick, isn't it?
It's wild, man. I mean, look at this, Portugal. So Portugal's broke, and they're still lending to Portugal at 3.2. So what you have there, folks, is that we have a very high rate, even though people think it's a low rate, in correlation to the world rate, and the world is 1 right now, folks, okay? The investment world is absolutely 1, you know? So, bottom line, rates are going down, man. It's at 6, and what you want to do, folks, is...
You know, you look at that, and like you said early on, hey, look, the Fed doesn't have to sell off it. You know, people would question, what's the Fed going to do with its balance sheet?
Right.
And you're kind of like, it doesn't have to do anything.
No.
They just let them expire.
Right, exactly.
Right?
And get paid.
Yeah.
And then what that does simultaneously, just so you can understand how this works, what that does simultaneously, right, is keep bringing down our debt, folks, okay?
Right.
The engineering of this is beautiful. It's
and yet at this stage, with regard to the rates that we're paying on our bonds versus what you're pointing out going on around the world, they've got the ability, if they wanted to, you know, sell into the open market.
Yeah. Oh, there's no doubt.
You know, it's like, holy cow.
Yeah.
How did they engineer this one?
I guess my take would go like this, and this is where this gets interesting, is that we always seem to think that it's all about us, you know, but the fact of the matter is it's a huge world. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. No, totally.
And it's like, okay, hold it. What's happening around the world? Well, what's happening around the world, folks, okay, is that we've been told for a long period of time that, no, we're not in great shape. Well, we are in great shape. And, you know, you can make the argument, are we in great shape in the context of everyone else? You know, you can make that argument, but guess what? In any type of competition, that's all that matters, right? When you cut to the chase, that's all that really matters. It's like, okay, is your economy better than someone else's? You know,
sure.
Politically, I think, you know, we're in a very, we're not in a tough place. The world's in a tough place, you know, which can put us in a tough place, but.
Yes, exactly. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, right. You know, so, you know, now, market-wise, man, oh, man, this is like, what is that, Groundhog Day. It really is, man.
Well, plus it's a Friday. It's towards the end of summer, right?
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, no, listen, so picture this, folks. You have a Friday and an up week, so it's very hard to go downtown today. That's the reality, okay? You know, that's just kind of how it goes.
And if you do go down today and it's with light volume, you know, it's actually more bullish and bearish, right?
So, there's no doubt. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
And, you know, as we hang at these highs, you know, you can really make the argument on the S&P that, like, we've been at the same place since July 3rd. You know, it's like, okay, you know, but we're not, right?
No.
You stay right there, folks. And, folks, if you haven't test drove the Nadex platform, come over to our website at TFNN. You go to the front page. You'll see the banner up the top. On the side, you can hit that. Bring the platform up. They'll put $25,000 in funny money, and we'll walk you through a couple trades. Steve and I come right back, folks. Stay right there.
Darrell Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Darrell Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom markets out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a mobile connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and radio call and talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Steve Roach, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. We get the Dow up 9 right now. Nasdaq's up 11. S&Ps are up, they're flat. Now, if we go over to this S&P, folks, and you see what's happening right now, we'll start with that E-mini. Is that the E-mini right now, we're at 1990, and this is the test that I was waiting for. Let me just see this for a second. Okay, so it's 1034. Beautiful. Okay, so, whoops. You get 1034, and what we have... Your first expansion up goes like this. Your first expansion, you got 1990, you got 69,000 contracts. Second expansion, well, okay, and the first expansion was at 10 o'clock. Second expansion up, got to a higher high. That was with 43,000 contracts. Right now, we are testing that. We'll just give it a little bit more time. You get 5 minutes, and you got 19,000 contracts. And now what you're looking for is you're looking for... Don't back off too far. I want this to stay close to 1991. Because what you'd be looking for, folks, is a trade over it, which we've just got, okay? Because we hit the 1991.25, then close under it, And we're going to get the lighter volume. And all you'd be gunning for, if you're over at the Nadex platform, there's a couple of different ones you can do. One of the Tigers in the Den turned me on to a really sweet one here. And this would be one, now I'm switching gears. I'm going to go from the S&Ps, and you go into the Dow 30. Because there's a Dow 30, here, I'm going to pull this up here. Actually, and well, okay, and if you're trading the Dow 30, what you should do is this. You go into the DIA. I'd go into the DIA and take a look at it. Like, okay, is it doing the same thing? And it actually is. Your first expansion up in the DIA, now that would be the ETF structure for it, you go to 120.44. You did that.
You're using a 10-minute for that.
I'm using a 10, thanks,
yeah.
Steve. Yes, I'm using a 10-minute. That got up to 170.44. That did it with 291,000. You got over that with 125,000, which is cool. And this is the bar right now that it can't handle it. And so in the Dow 30 right now, we bring this up. Let me put this. It's got to be quick. In the Dow 30, we're at, the Dow is at 17,043. And if you went into the, even just a 10 to 12 for a minimum amount of risk, the 10 to 12, there is a 17,050. 17,050. Look at that. I just 5 ticks were just away. 17,038. You're giving up quite a bit there. Yeah, I got to get used to this one. See, I haven't traded this one. I'm going to bring you back. I like that trade, but I haven't traded that enough, so I can't do that on the fly. Let me go back. Let me go back. What you want to do, folks, when you get used to these, I'm used to the S&P one. So the S&P, I'm just more comfortable with it, glancing at it without even using the scanner. And see, that's it. Oh, my God, that's it right now. The break is here. I know. You're going to love it. So 18, so let's see. The 1990 would be the baby. And...
But now what's your target? The 1983 area? Where's your target? How far down you trying to pull us back to?
The first target would be the 83, exactly. 1983. Yeah. And okay. It looks like it's going to get there pretty quick. Yeah. Why isn't this giving me any bids? 12 o'clock. Just bear with me for a second. That's weird. I don't know what's happened here. 1 second. 12 o'clock. 1990. Interesting. Okay, here. Oh, this is even better. He gave me a better one. Okay, hold on. Okay, 415, 30 points. Okay, we're going to look at the 415 giving up 30 points, 27 to 1, risking $14. Okay, we like that. Okay, hold on. Let me go back. Jay, you're awesome, man. Thank you so much. Now only 22. That's all right. I'll deal with that. Okay, so hold it 1 second. Let's go back to the Dow 30. Let me get this on another. Okay. 415. 17,000 to 16. Okay, so what we're trying to do here, let me pull this up. Oh, I see it. Okay. 17,000. 16,600. That's what we're looking at. I got it. 415. Okay. So if we took a look at that, and you sold that, and I did 10, 16,000, I see what's happened. Okay, so this trade here, this is how this would work out. This contract, this would be the 415 this afternoon, and this contract would be saying, there she is. Why is something wrong with this thing? Is that you're going to close under the 17,000 level, and you'd be selling it at 985. So you'd have to get under 985 to make money. The risk on 10, well, this is pretty cool, actually. If you just did one, if I did one, I'll just show you how this works. The risk on one, that's pretty interesting, would be $16. And if you actually got down all the way, you'd be making 384. But the aspect of that risk is what you always want to be looking at. So let me go back over the S&P for a second again. just because I'm creature of habit on that S&P. I know.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's the only, And
I think when you take a look at a couple multiple systems, things that we've got here at TFNN, and at really strong support should be 1981.
Yeah.
And where I'm going with that is just looking at the 5-hour chart using the TAS market profiles.
Yes.
And on the 5-hour chart coming off the lows from August 8th out there, they have not been pierced.
Right.
So, so that should be really strong support. So that 81 to 83 level, 84 level is, really becomes your target. You start seeing closes below that, then you have to start taking a look at even potential changes in trend.
Yeah, no doubt. And, it's interesting. What Jay's saying in the den, folks, okay, is that he's found that the Dow gives a better risk versus reward, and he trades both. But I can see that. I just have to get used to it. I can definitely see that, though. Because, and it may be in the context that it doesn't take, what's really intriguing about that is this, is that if you trade in the Dow, what you can do is this. Like, I'd pull this up and say, okay, what is moving higher and versus what's moving lower inside the Dow? And then what you do, folks, is that you, okay, the biggest mover in the Dow today down is Caterpillar. So I'd take a look at Caterpillar quick, because what is neat here is that the Dow stocks, because there's so few of them, you can basically run through them. So and because it's weighted, you can just take a look at probably I did it once before. Yeah, Exxon, IBM. IBM's the largest weighting. Exxon's right up there. You know what I mean?
Exxon, IBM, MasterCard.
Yeah.
But the top 10 of the 30, I don't off the top. I can probably find it during the show here, or maybe you've got. Does it show you the weighting structure?
I'm sure I can get them. Let me see.
Now, that's one thing that is available on the internet that's accurate. Is you can still get up to date the weighting structure inside the Dow.
Right.
And so if you're trading Nadex, you're bringing up a great point, because it'd be so easy to look at 10, 11, 12 stocks to see what's going on.
Exactly. No, exactly, which is so cool, man. There's no doubt about that, We go back over to that S&P just quickly, and so you're at 86 right now. And when you're running down to the other side, folks, meaning that, it wants to try to make this run to 83, what you're going to have, which is really intriguing, that the first leg down to 84 doesn't need that much volume. You only need 34,000 contracts. And you're at 3 minutes right now. If you're a bear, what you'd like to see, you don't want to see it hit it right now, because you got 15,000. We'll see how it bounces out of here. Maybe.
Yeah, so Tom, the top 10 represent 53% of the entire Dow. So you got Visa's number 1, IBM, Goldman Sachs, 3M. This is in order: Chevron, Boeing, United Technology, Caterpillar, J&J, and ExxonMobil. And that's your top 10. That represents 52.9% of the voting structure.
Right.
So it doesn't make sense to look at Cisco, General Electric, Pfizer, AT&T, Intel, because they're 1% or less.
No, there's no doubt. It's like not even close.
Yeah.
And if we go over to that Dow just quickly and take a look at it, you're at right now down 20. So to get the correlation just quickly with the volume behind it, folks, if you go into the DIA, what you're going to see, it's going to go after the lowest swing point right now. The DIA is at 170.01. 169.69 is the swing point. But guess what? That swing point, man, you need hardly no volume. Well, you need 85,000 shares. So, if you haven't test drove this Nadex platform yet, folks, come over, bring it up, test drive it. They'll put 25,000 of funny money into it, and you can test a lot of different vehicles on it. That's the real bottom line. The way the dollar has been moving and the euro, I mean, it's extraordinary. There's just
So what's your target on the U.S. dollar index here?
85.
85.
Yeah, and that's larger than the ABC structure on the way up. But where I'm going with that, Steve, is this:
all the way back to July.
Yeah, well, it broke topside with volume, right? Well, first I would just put the index up itself. So this is the most powerful ABC structure, meaning I'm talking about with volume, too, that you can get. And what that is, folks, is that if you're looking at my screen, it never retraced.
No, for sure.
It just went sideways.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then it breaks topside, and it breaks with volume. Then you follow through with volume. It's like, oh, man, they're not going to let anyone in this thing. This is just going to go. Okay, so the A to B equals C to D on this is like, it's not that much.
Well, yeah. Well, if you go all the way back further to your April, because that's the real A to B equals C to D, that's easy to put out there, and then realize that only 40% of the time are you going to get the one-to-one, or 60% of the time the one-to-one expansion. Then you can start taking a look at the expansions beyond that, which we're in.
Right.
And yesterday it got up towards that 1.272 expansion. Coming off of the lows from April, what was it, or May? It was May 8th.
Right, yeah.
And so that was 82.50. 82.49 was its price projection. And when you hit that with a wide-ranging bar, which it did 3 days ago on the 20th there,
yes,
there was a real good indication for me, short of some type of reversal candle, that you then go up to the next level. So 83.22 is that next level. That gives you that 1 to 1.618 A to B equals CD.
Yes.
And it looks to me like that is, certainly where the U.S. dollar index wants to head to. And what's actually been pretty cool about gold during this time period here where the U.S. dollar index has moved higher, gold has directionally still moved in the opposite direction. It's just been relatively small.
Yes, and that's what it loves to do when it wants to go higher. That's what I've learned. If I've learned anything in that market, that's how that works. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's like, okay, I had
to put it on my screen to make sure because of that correlation. Sometimes we get too hooked up, or myself, I'll speak for myself personally, get too hooked up into thinking that there's a direct dollar correlation. The U.S. dollar index goes up X, you should start to see commodities croak, or specifically gold. But the reality is it's a directional correlation. It's not it would be simple if it was for every tick in the U.S. dollar index, gold would, go down X number of points or whatever.
Sure.
But that's not it. And when I put it on my chart, and it was with the expectation of saying we got a divergence here, I was like, wait, we don't really have a divergence. Gold actually has been pulling back. It's just been lightly.
It has been lighter than the expansion of the dollar up. Exactly.
Yes.
And so what happens, so check this out. This is really cool, just staying, Steve, because, and the aspect of where my head's going with this is that what us in the gold market and the silver market have to make it through, folks, is I'll put the dollar up for a second. And you have to make it through the aspect that dollar wants to go to 85, okay? And gold won't get croaked dramatically. And when it gets to 85, but that 85, folks, is a huge move. And after 85, I expect what you're going to see is that you'll go sideways. You can go sideways for another 5, 6, 7, 8 months, a year.
Yeah, you got a 100% move of a move.
Right. Then you get a break topside 89. But in that aspect of going sideways, then gold has a shot again to come back up. And then what you have there, folks, what you're really dealing with, though, is just time forward. And time forward equals higher prices, period. And it can be like 1%, 2%, 5%, 10%, whatever that is. You know what I'm saying? So then you're dealing with the time aspect. And that's where it gets really interesting in the context, because if you do hold things for longer periods of time, well, guess what? All of a sudden you realize that you're up a decent amount of bread. Isn't that weird, though? Do you know what I mean?
It's absolutely the way that you got to take a look at it.
Yeah.
And that's where you've got to, if you've been long in the equities and the metals, you've got to say, hey, with that correlation of what's going on in the U.S. dollar index, you've got to feel more bullish.
Yeah, exactly. No, for sure.
Yeah. Steve
Rhodes, Tom O'Brien, you stay right there, folks. We'll come right back. Dow's down 14, Nasdaq's up 4, S&P's off a couple bucks. Gonna be right back.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at Nadex.com. That's Nadex.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy, a set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders, take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
Catch Basil Chapman as he uses his Chapman Wave methodology to call the markets. The Tiger Technicians Hour, next on TFNN.
Welcome, folks. Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Right now, you get the Dow off 21. NASDAQ is up 3. S&Ps are down 3. And don't forget, folks, at TFNN, we do 10 hours of live programming every day. You can get it all right on your cell phone, TFNN.mobi. This is the last weekend for the Tiger Dollar sale, so if you want to make 40% on your money, check it out on the front page of TFNN. Market-wise out here, it looks like this is going to just flatten out. It's a summer flatten-out deal, baby.
Yeah. Hey, you know, one of the cool stories out here, the Green Mountain Coffee Roasters, which is leading today dollar-wise in the markets, the upside up $11. You know, now Green Mountain Coffee Roasters, I'm not a coffee guy out here.
Yeah, I am.
Now, they had moved higher originally because of their relationship with Starbucks, I believe. Was that correct? And then, was that it, or was it some...
Coca-Cola, I think, right?
Oh, was it? So it was Coca-Cola that had originally moved them up?
Maybe. I think so.
Okay. But heck, I mean, that stock you could have written off for toast.
Yeah.
It went from $115 down to $17 or what have you. And,
right.
You know, today back at $128. So.
I know. And they're coming out with a new coffee maker today, and I guess the new coffee maker, they get famous because of the single cup makers, and now the new ones, I guess, are going to have, you can make 4 cups at a time. So it's interesting that, they're basically, I guess they're popping on that news, which is...
Do they have that? Do they have that special compartment there, that Tiger Butter Brew compartment, where you get to put that?
I'm telling you, folks,
Kerrygold butter in it.
If you haven't tasted the Nico's, and he got it off someone else, but bulletproof coffee. What it is, it's amazing, folks. Okay, you get Kerry, and if you're doing it, you got to get Kerry non-salted, unsalted butter. Okay. And then you put the coffee in. I do it in a big plastic, container first, and bulletproof it. And you just need one. Oh, it's amazing, man. And what the method to the madness is, by the way, folks. So what the method to the madness is that the butter, your energy, instead of your body going after sugar, you're going after fat. And it works, and it's dynamite, man. I crack up in the morning because I'm saying to myself, I almost use like a half a quarter stick every morning.
I love it.
It's like insane. It's like, but it's great. And everyone you turn it on to, they can't believe it. I had some company over a couple weeks ago, and they said, "Are you going to make us that butter coffee?"
I love it. I love it.
They had been there before. Do you know what I mean? Here goes the S&P. It's going to be interesting, man, to see whether they can make it happen. So we're at 84 right now, and 83 is the test, folks. Let me just see this thing here. So you get 7 minutes. This is where this always gets interesting. It hasn't hit it yet. Yeah, and our man Jay in the den, he's going to make a fortune on that 415 Dow on the Nadex platform, folks. Okay, he already cleaned up on the 12 o'clock one, because now what's happening is that you're coming. As soon as what happens, we're at 17,003. So, of course, that 415 is running because it's only 10 o'clock, it's 11 o'clock in the morning. This is where the aspect of, you hear that ad many times, is that your trade, your risk is your trade.
Yeah.
But when the money management is in place, which it is on many of these, because we're selling at the top of the box, it's dramatic, And that trade there is absolutely dramatic, because if it ever gets down, well, it's not going to get out 500 points. But hey, the bottom line is that the risk, the reward was there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and for people in those trades, I think you got to watch the 1981 level.
Yeah,
that's the first place, and then and as I put in my newsletter this morning, 1977. That's the line of demarcation. You close below that, and we start to see a change in trend.
And right now,
even on a Friday,
it's blowing out, this baby. You stay right there, folks. Our man, Mr. Basil Chapman's coming up next. Nico and Paige going to keep you healthy. Dave White, myself, going to be back. Thanks so much, Steve, man. Have a great one. Have a safe one. Okay. Check out the Nadex platform, folks. Making money, baby.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This is TFNN.